Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play the song Rebel Yell by Billy Idol. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to play the song Rebel Yell by Billy Idol. This is a great song. Steve Stevens is one of my favorite guitar players of all time, so let's dig in. They're playing the song in standard tuning, and it's in the key of B minor or D major. So our B minor sounds like this. All right, in the very beginning of the song, there's this interesting little thing that's off of the B minor shape up here, the bar chord. So if you take this B minor shape like this, right, and then we're not gonna play with our pick. We're gonna play with our thumb, and we're gonna play with our index finger and our middle finger. Our index and middle finger is going to it's gonna play the top two strings of this bar chord. So you can keep this bar chord shape. In essence, like this, right? And we're gonna use our thumb, and we're gonna play the low B on the E string. So, and they're gonna be played together like that. So the high B in the E and the low E. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 on the high strings. So in essence, the bass part's going. We're going to hammer on this 7, or this, the 7 to 9 on the D string. So it's 7 on the low E, 9 on the A, and then 7, 9 on the D. Hammer on, and the whole time we're going like this together. So it's. So you got to get that rhythm down. Of course, Steve has a lot of chorus on his guitar. It's probably, you know, quadrupled in the studio mix. You can get a little cleaner on it. I'm kind of got a little bit of a distorted sound. Okay, and then I'm going to turn up my volume. I've got my amp set with a lot of gain, so I can just really rip into it, right? And then it goes into this little part. I call this the bridge part or the pre-chorus, but it does this a couple times during the song, but it starts off going. So the shapes is like a G5, that's a D with an F sharp on the bass, and an E minor or an E5. So he's going to chug. We're going to be riding up on this D. So on this power chord, we're going to hit that 5th fret on the A string, which is a D. I'm just going to show you the box shapes so you can, you know, I'm playing you the rhythm part, so if you can get this rhythm down, if you know the box shapes, it's kind of easy. Then he rides back up. Okay, so I'm going to go. I play it down here, D, A, B minor, but it's also D, A, B minor. Probably doubled on the record or quadrupled, like I said. More than likely, he's doing power chords up here, because the next part's going to be played up here on the neck. So that's just D, A, B. Okay, and then there's the verse part. And the verse part is a B. This is going to do an inversion of a B. You know, you can play B here. You can play B like this. I'm a little bit out of tune here. That's the verse part. So we're doing B, which is on the 9th and the 11th, on the D and the G string. And I'm palm muting. I'm hitting it like that. That's the rhythm. Okay? And then we're going to do this D. It's a D5. We're on the D and the G string on the 7th fret. Same rhythm. Then we're going to do a G5, which is also an E minor, which is the 7th on the G string and the 8th on the B. Then the D, A, B. Sounds almost like he goes. That's such a articulated part of the song. I think he added some really cool delays and probably a couple of guitars in stereo where it was just one note rather than that sparseness and crispness of that riff really gives it the punch. And that's a palm mute. And you can go. If you do D, A, B, open D, you can do it that way too. Kind of gives it more crunch. So once again, the verses. Okay, then the verse or the chorus goes B. He does like a B, a big open D power chord. Then he goes. There's those little pick scrapes. Then it sounds like he goes. He does this slide. He doesn't go right up to the D. He eventually does, but he goes kind of this sexy little slide, A, B, A. So in essence, it's B to a D to a G to an E. All right, but I'm gonna go. Gonna kind of lead into it. I didn't put that in the chord chart, but you just got to know A to B. I'm just sliding up a little bit. Put a little vibrato on it. To a G, then D, A, B, or you could go slide up to the D there. Set up here. There's a D here. You can do different versions of this, right? But I'm going to show you this way. G to E. And pretty much that's it. I mean, you've got that intro that comes around right before the guitar solo. When the guitar solo starts, it goes back in. That's one thing that makes this song difficult is, I mean, in theory, the rhythm parts and the pre-chorus and the chorus parts are they're easy parts. They're just played with a lot of conviction, really good guitar tone, and that's what you got to get right on this song. The intro is kind of difficult. You got to switch in between, doing the rhythm parts and then go back and. So you got to tuck that pick in your fingers and be ready for that, and then it goes right into the guitar solo. Okay. Now the guitar solo is played in B minor, and as much as I love Steve Stevens, this isn't a it's not a slam on Steve. This isn't a shreddy guitar solo where he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff, which this song doesn't really call for that. But he plays some tasteful stuff, and I'll just kind of give you an idea of what he's doing in the B minor pentatonic shape. He starts off with the typical. there's this little bend on the 7th fret on the G and the ninth fret on the G and the 10th on the B. So he goes, he starts off with that lick. He does a Chuck Berry kind of thing. That's where you bend up on the 9th, on the G, and then you do a double stop on the B and the E on the 7th fret. And he does this weird, looks like, it sounds like he does a little bend here on the 7th fret on the B. Now one of the signature licks in that solo, he goes something like that, where I'm on the 9th fret on the D, the 7th on the G, and the 10th on the B. Then you can go up to this B on the 12th fret. There's a lot of effects. He uses like a lexicon delay or something in there to make it sound like a laser gun. He uses a little toy laser gun live, which is really cool. He keeps it in a holster on his microphone stand. But in the studio, I think it was, correct me in the comments, Steve Stevens fans, but I think it was a lexicon delay. I remember being in a chat room once with Steve, and he was talking about it, but it was definitely a rack-mountable delay system he was using. Anyway, I think it was a lexicon. So that's pretty much the signature licks in that guitar solo. I mean, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. You can do like Eddie tremolo picking. If you play a D major scale, it's B minor. So if you stick in D major or B minor, you're safe, all right? So, you know, just that. So it breaks down into this keyboard solo, and I'll show you this keyboard solo. The keyboard solo, I'm going to play it. You can play it down here in B minor, or you can play way up here in the B minor position. That's how I transcribe it anyway when I play it live. If you have a whammy pedal, you can play it down here. And, you know, put it up an octave. But it sounds really cool with a lot of chorus and a lot of delay on it. So we're up here on the 21 on the D. And we're going to be on the 19th on the B. It's a string skip. And then the 21 on the G. And the 22 on the B. So it's, and then we repeat those first three notes, and then go. So I'm doing 22, 19 on the B, 21, 19, 21, 19, right there on the G and the D. I'm pulling off. So that makes it sound nice and smooth and clean like that keyboard. I went up to my neck pickup. You can even turn your tone way back and go. Something like that, right? So anyway, that's pretty much all the parts, you know. He goes back in. One thing you got to tell your bass player during this chorus, it's B minor to a D, to a G, to an E, but your bass player goes B, A, G, E, D, A, G. So when you're playing that D chord, he's playing an A. He's playing an A over that D. If he plays a D with you, it's going to sound bad. So just telling you that from personal experience. Anyway, I hope this lesson was helpful. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out.